Roxanne spent a sleepless night, and at 6 a.m. the next morning, her Team A had a team bonding self introduction game before breakfast. She, with dark circles under her eyes and scattered attention, spent the time among the laughter and chatter of other team members. As for what she said or whether she acted normally, she had no recollection, feeling only that she was constantly battling drowsiness. Staying up all night was more torturous for her than any punishment. At 2:30 a.m. the previous night, she finally received a message from Lona. Found Mom. She's okay, but something bizarre happened. Guess where I found her? Forget it. It's late. I have to work tomorrow. Call you later. Seeing the message, Roxanne tiptoed out of the room to make a call, careful not to disturb her icy beauty roommate, Shira Smith, after several unanswered calls to Lona and her mother, Sandy. Roxanne gave up and went back to bed. But her sleep was replaced by restless thoughts, leading to a night filled with nightmares until her alarm clock woke her up. Roxanne had just finished the breakfast gathering with Team A, and with 20 minutes to spare before the next general knowledge class, she tiredly walked to a pavilion near the wooden classroom, slumping in a chair to catch some shut-eye rest, hoping the cool autumn breeze would help her stay awake. Today was filled with a few intellectual activities, one in the morning and another in the evening, each followed by a quiz. Given her near-zero concentration, she wasn't expecting good scores. Although the camp's results would be sent to the universities, there seemed to be no clear reward or punishment system in place. The scores were rumored to serve merely as a first impression for the schools, with no other apparent purpose. Thus, many camp alumni said just relax, have fun, and make friends, treating the 5 days like a forced party. However, there was one score to be mindful of.
Roxanne Summer.
Roxanne opened her eyes, recognizing the voice.
Shira?
Tall Shira Smith stood in front of Roxanne. Even the camp's old-fashioned sporty outfit in crisp yellow and black looked stylish on her. The breeze lifts her distinctively even bob cut, and her sharp, almost angry, captivating eyes stared down at Roxanne. Oblivious Roxanne, not sensing any goodwill, sat up slowly, stretching slowly.
What's up, roommate?
Shira asked coldly.
You sneaked out late last night, didn't you?
Finally sensing the hostility, Roxanne didn't understand the anger.
Yeah, I went out to make a call.
I don't care what you were doing out there.
Shira flicked her hair gracefully, but spoke sharply.
Don't do it again. This isn't a place for romance.
Romance? What the?
Shira wasn't interested in Roxanne's explanations.
Did you even read the camp rules? Students are free to move around most of the time, except during lights out time. If you're caught leaving the dorm after 11 p.m., the whole room gets penalized in the comprehensive conduct score.
Indeed, the main point of the camp was to relax and make friends, performance being secondary, except for the comprehensive conduct score. This score detailed when, where, and why points were deducted, and if the reasons were severe enough, the universities could deny admission. What exactly constituted a deal breaker for each school was unclear, as the reviewing committees changed annually. Hence, students tried to avoid deductions in comprehensive conduct. Roxanne understood Shira's concerns, but there was no need for such aggressive attitude. Roxanne was starting to get angry. Seeing no reaction from Roxanne, Shira thought she didn't grasp the seriousness, getting unusually impatient.
Universities don't care about other scores. They know the camp is full of weirdos. But comprehensive conduct scores are different. They can lead to rejection. I don't want such a stupid deduction on my record, so please cooperate a little bit.
Roxanne didn't plan to broadcast her family issues, but she didn't want Shira to see her as a brainless love chaser.
I wouldn't sacrifice precious sleep time for any man. Okay?
The firm and angry tone shifted the balance, suddenly putting Shira at a disadvantaged spot. Shira paused, cleared her throat, attempting to regain some control.
Anyway, just don't disturb my sleep quality again.
With that, Shira turned and walked away, leaving Roxanne, now fully re-energized by her irritation. Roxanne couldn't help but feel she was assigned a tricky, most worst roommate among the 30 students. Aloof, assertive girl, and unwilling to listen explanations. It was truly exhausting to share a room with her. Roxanne began to worry about the next 4 days. Still harboring resentment, Roxanne stood up and walked toward the nearby coffee bar, intending to buy a hot drink and dessert to soothe her frazzled nerves, prepare herself for the upcoming class. As she approached the coffee bar, someone immediately caught Roxanne's eye. Surprised, she quickened her pace and tapped the person's shoulder.
Hey,
The person turned around and his expression was just as surprised as Roxanne's. He exclaimed,
What are you doing here?
"It was the kind gentleman from the courtyard house who had given her water that day." The courtyard man's surprise quickly faded, returning to the poker face he had when they first met. Holding a cup of coffee, he looked away from her face.
The world is really small, isn't it?
Dressed in a crispy yellow and black sports outfit with a stand-up collar jacket, he looked like a dad being forced by his young daughter to wear a matching outfit, creating an adorably mismatched charm. Suddenly, another young man, seemingly a friend, popped up from behind the courtyard man, his face brimming with a teasing smile.
What's this? Who is this cute girl, Elliot? Introduce us.
Cute? Roxanne did have a youthful-looking face, but calling her cute was an exaggeration. She is an adult. The new arrival squeezed next to the courtyard man, staring eagerly at Roxanne, waiting for an introduction. With deep golden hair and a stubble reminiscent of a tidied-up Wolverine, his shoulder-length hair was pulled into a top tiny bun, exposing his broad forehead and attractive long face. The sports jacket tied around his waist and the joggers rolled up to the ankles gave him a dissolute impression.
Just someone I've met before.
The courtyard man seemed eager to end this unexpected encounter and leave with his coffee.
Let's go, we have activities to finish.
wait.
Before Roxanne could think, her hand had already grabbed the back collar of the courtyard man's jacket. To her surprise, he didn't stumble backward. Instead, she felt like she was pulling against an immovable wall. What a core muscle strength. The courtyard man turned around with an annoyed look, as if Roxanne was wasting his time.
Do you need something else?
What's your name? I need to ask you something.
Since her mother's visit to the Water Forest village, her behavior had been unsettling. Perhaps understanding more could reassure Roxanne that her mother's actions weren't due to any supernatural causes, but mere coincidence, illness, or some other reason. His friend with the top bun, sensing an opportunity to stir things up, chimed in cheerfully.
His name is Elliot Woods. I'm Ryan Katzel. And you are? Which team are you from?
Shush. Why are you...
Elliot Woods glared at Ryan Katzel, clearly displeased as if sharing his name was a major inconvenience. Ignoring his friend's protest, Ryan Katzel teased.
Elliot has never been this rude to a girl. You're so special, aren't you? What's your relationship? What happened before?
Roxanne pulled out her handbook, showing her personal information page to them.
I'm Roxanne Summer, a member of Team A.
Ryan exclaimed upon seeing it.
Team A? Wow. You're going to the Oteona Federation? Respect. I heard the screening criteria for Oteona this year were particularly hard-code.
Roxanne politely thanked Ryan, then turned to Elliot with a serious tone.
I want to know more about Sibling River. My mother.
She hesitated, wondering if she was overreacting. Perhaps her mom just went out for a late-night drive. Damn it. Lona wasn't answering her calls at work, and she still hadn't explained what happened last night. Was she just being paranoid? Seeing Roxanne struggling to continue, Elliot replied coldly.
Just stay away from there.
After that, he grabbed Ryan, who was about to make more comments, by the neck and pushed him to leave.
Hey, I still want to talk to Roxanne. Are you behaving like this because you like her?
Their voices faded as they blended into the crowd. Roxanne noticed they both wore black leather wristbands, setting off alarm bells in her mind.
Oh no. Are they a couple? Roxanne Summer. Can you put it together, please? I hope Ryan doesn't misunderstand. It wouldn't cause them to fight, would it?
Hello.
A pleasant and energetic girl's voice called from behind her. Roxanne turned around to see a petite, delicate-looking girl, probably not yet 20, with long brown hair tied into a ponytail on one side. Her large eyes and fair skin radiated youthfulness. In short, she was the type of cute girl that could easily evoke protective instincts in anyone. She introduced herself with a sweet smile.
Hello, girl. I'm Zoe Kim. May I know your name?
I'm Roxanne Summer.
Assuming Zoe wanted to expand her social network, Roxanne saw this interaction as typical for the camp, designed to encourage acquaintances and future international collaborations.
I saw you talking to Elliot just now. Are you friends?
Zoe's approachability quickly endeared her to Roxanne. Roxanne chuckled awkwardly.
I wouldn't say that.
Elliot probably thought she was a crazy woman hitting on him in front of his partner. Zoe headed to the coffee bar, chatting away.
Oh, don't be shy. I grew up in the same village as Elliot. His reclusive nature means he rarely has female friends, making him weirder and weirder. Let me buy you a coffee. Please be friend with him, okay?
After ordering 2 large lattes and paying with her phone, Roxanne didn't even get a chance to protest.
This too generous.
And using coffee to buy friendship? What kind of move was that? Approaching the bar to retrieve her wallet from her jacket pocket, Zoe pressed down on her hand, her cute face suddenly looming close.
Roxanne, don't be a stranger.
Zoe's smile could melt ice, and she suddenly looked apologetic.
By the way, I couldn't help but overheard. Were you guys talking about Sibling River?
When their lattes were ready, the barista placed 2 beautifully patterned takeaway cups in front of them. Neither moved to pick up their drinks. With a sympathetic tone, Zoe continued,
I can guess why Elliot reacted that way. He probably didn't want to scare you. After all, Sibling River is something our water forest village avoids to discussing.
The revelation from a third party about Sibling River's issues shocked Roxanne, confirming her suspicions about the river's troubles. Taking a sip of her coffee, Zoe go on.
No one has dared to go near Sibling River for the past 5 years. Every year, dozens of bodies are pulled from the river, bloated and decomposed, and mostly women.
Listening intently, Roxanne's fist clenched unconsciously as she tried to distract herself by taking a couple of sips of her coffee. Zoe Kim's voice continued to echo in her ears, her tone becoming one of sympathy.
The area around Sibling River has been labeled ghost territory by our village. Many family ancestral halls are located in a section of the river considered auspicious spot, but now no one dares to go there, fearing they'll attract misfortune.
From a distance, a pair of eyes filled with curiosity was intently observing Roxanne's back. Shira Smith thought to herself,
Roxanne Summer, who exactly are you?